Well, that's annoying. Alright, can you guys hear me now? Yes, okay. I'm not sure what happened there, but it's all good. I might have accidentally unplugged my mic. I'm not sure what happened. Anyways, what was I talking about? I was talking about bushes. So, another really common thing in the plaza and cap were the bushes. So, again, there were the 3 central ones by the checkpoint, so I wanted to make sure that you wrestled one more, just to make it a little more interesting. Then, obviously, there were Benetters, the NPCs in cap, specific to cap. So, I wanted to make that kind of unique. To Cap Kingdom. Obviously, there's a lot of lamps everywhere, so I'm like, just spin 3 lamps around the plaza. Easy peasy, dude. And, there were many variations of this objective, so it's gonna be fun to pinpoint what exactly were the best lamps to hit, depending on where you started. Collect 2 regionals, that's a given. If you're new to my tasks, I don't like, collecting a full set of regionals and tasks because Cappy is just incredibly incompetent. So, there's that. A new objective to Season 2 is spawn a heart. So, there obviously aren't that many hearts in Cap Kingdom that you can spawn. There's the one by Peach and the one by Top Hat Tower. I figured only the one by Peach was going to be used, and that's fine. It still worked out, even though there was only one option for that. Pulling out pegs, that synergized well with the regionals, as you'll soon see. And then, the last 2 objectives were basically meant to be your end objectives. So, ending the task, you could either spawn a moon or capture a Paragoomba. The Paragoomba wasn't used as much as I initially thought it would be, but that's okay. And, spawning the moon, there were several moons that you could spawn that made sense. Oh, is it echoing? Like, how much is it echoing? Dude, why the technical difficulties, man? No echo? Alright, I'm just gonna keep going then. So, now that I explained the task process design here, let's move on to what you guys really came for, which is the results. So, if you guys are new to my series, I do points a little bit differently. It's based off of your gap to first place. Now, that isn't 100% true, as you'll soon see. Something kind of funny happened during this task that didn't really happen in Season 1, and that's going to be explained right now. So, the last place submission was from Pit of Despair, and he barely clutched out a sub 30, guys. Very impressive, with 3 points. So, obviously, this kind of messes up how I run points, because if it's gapped from first place, and last place got a really high time, it's hard to justify that. So, I had to tweak my scoring system a little bit. But that's okay. Let's take a look at Pit of Despair's run. Guys, you gotta love that thumbnail. He's like, why Aggron? Dude, you can just tell he did not like this task. So, he's just taking a stroll. He's hitting some lamps in the center of the kingdom. Pulling some pegs right next to it. Doing a long jump. Taking it slow, spawning this heart. It's all good. And then he's diving down to get the moon. And yeah, that's about it. Oh, wait, no, I forgot. He has to capture the Paragoomba still, and collect regionals, so he goes over there and does that. So, obviously, this run wasn't too great. There was definitely a lot of things that you could improve on here, but if I'm correct, this was your first task, so no hard feelings there. You know, it happens to everyone. You'll improve. Not that big of a deal. There's still plenty of room to improve. Alrighty, so in 13th place, there were 14 total submissions. I'm not sure if I mentioned that yet. In 13th place, we have Colts Fan with a time of 22.94 and earning 5 points. So as you can see, because of the whole last place getting an incredibly lower time, no, not his first task, I'm sorry. Anyways, let's take a look at Colts fans' run. Jig's looking at my YouTube recommended. SMH, dude. Alright, so Colts fan starts out his run from the pipe, which definitely a good chunk of people did. I felt like the starting from the sub area versus the checkpoint was kind of half and half. Like, I feel like half of the people started from the checkpoint, and the other half started from the pipe. The pipe or the checkpoint. Doesn't matter. Anyways, it was like half and half. So, looking at Colts fans run a little bit further, I like how he goes and breaks the crates immediately and gets the regionals behind there. It might not have been the fastest choice, but I like the synergy. Like, it had a lot of thought to it. He could definitely be moving through the kingdom a little bit faster right now, and his lamp choices probably weren't the best. And he probably could have gotten to this Paragoomba a little bit faster. He ends up grabbing 2 sets of regionals, which obviously wasn't necessary, so he definitely could have picked better crates to use. But besides that, the only thing that I can say is, obviously, he could have picked some better pegs and lamps and regionals and Benetters. But other than that, just fixing up movement definitely would have got him like a sub 20, even with this route, so not too shabby, Colts fan, not too shabby. There's definitely still room to improve. Like I said, I drop your lowest score. I will drop your lowest score at the end of the season, so not that big of a deal at all. In 12th place, we have Marble Runner. I'm not sure if Marble Runner's new to the server. Like, I know he's new, but I'm not sure if this was his first task or not. I don't think it was. But he earned 8 points. Ah, yes, you gotta love that eagle quality. Ah, yes, the eagle quality. It's even more eagle quality because he's filming his Switch Lite. Very gamer. So, it's kind of hard to see what's going on. But, essentially, he's just kind of moving through the kingdom, collecting objectives, a little bit slower than others. It's all good. So he decides to break the same crates that Colts fan does. He breaks a little bit more than 4, but that's okay. And then he goes to spawn the heart. Maybe not in the best route. I like how he hits the 2 Benetters that are right next to each other. That was kind of a common theme of this task. Where with the Benetters, you kind of hit 2 that were basically close to each other. And again, his lamps probably weren't the best choices, but again, there were so many lamps that you could have picked from that was very variable throughout everyone's submission. So, yeah, overall, I think Marble Runner had good ideas. They just maybe weren't executed the best way. And obviously, movement could have been more polished. But he still earned a respectable 8 points for this submission, so not bad at all, Marble Runner. Not bad at all. You submitted a second one? Wait, square... Oh, wait, you're Marble Runner. Wait, did you really submit a second one that was quicker? Ah, shit. I didn't get it in my DMs, so if you did submit one, I'm sorry. How much faster was it, though? Like, was it like a second faster? Because if so, I can tweak the points if necessary. Sorry about that. I didn't get it. So I'm not sure what happened there. But that's okay. Moving on. In 11th place, we have Joseph. Joseph is very new to task, but he is also incredibly good at the game. Insane KFR player. Anyways, let's take a look at Joseph's run. Bro, you guys are really looking at my YouTube recommend a little too closely. It's a little sketch. Maybe next time I'll do this not on a YouTube account. So, taking a look at Joseph's run, not talking about my YouTube recommends anymore. We got a pretty similar start to Marbles, I think it was. No, not Marbles. I forget. Whatever, it's okay. So he starts from the pipe, and he rustles those bushes. Very nice. I like how he gets one of the lamps, the pegs, and the regionals behind there. I think his general choices were okay. One mistake that I think was very crucial was he decided to go for the moon all the way at the end, the mushroom hint art, if you're unaware that that exists. He decided to go for the mushroom hint art when realistically there was a much faster option. He could have went for the moon on the gate, and that would have allowed him to probably save at least 2 seconds, roughly. So, while this run does look pretty okay with the choices that he made, not going for the spawn gate moon was probably not the best decision. But overall, I think for his first task, he did pretty well. He made some reasonable decisions, and while the movement can be cleaner, like I said, for a first task, this is very solid. So, good job, Joseph. This earned a respectable 10 points. Bro, I like how he calls the thing no. Very funny. Alright, moving on to 10th place. We have Pseudonym with a time of 15.64 and earning 12 points. Let's take a look at this run. Alright, Pseudonym starts from the checkpoint. Grabs, a decent first spinetter, some lamps. Again, uses the similar location. I like this part. He decides to do a double crate pound, and then goes up to capture the Paragoomba. Maybe not the fastest choice, but this was pretty cool. I like the way he did it. And, like I said, he gets the regionals and the pegs. His lamp choices are pretty solid. Maybe the movement from the Benetters to the crate pounds could have been a little bit faster, and he potentially could have done a dram while breaking the crate stack up on the top to the Paragoomba. But overall, I feel like this rat at best could have maybe sub-14. Overall, not a bad submission, just makes some questionable decisions at the end. But this still earns him a respectable 12 points, which is very nice. How many times have I said respectable today in this stream? Who knows? Anyways, moving on to 9th place. We have Blip with a time of 13.37, getting a 15-point run, earning 15 points. This is about the halfway mark in terms of points, not in terms of submissions. So Blip here had a pretty decent run. He decides to respawn from the pipe. That is okay. Breaks some crates. Decides to jump on the bush. That felt a little bit questionable to me, but that's okay. And he goes for that spawn gate moon that I mentioned in Joseph's run. This moon was definitely one of the 2 moons that you could use that were pretty fast, and we'll see that consistently moving on. Like I said, jumping on that first bush maybe wasn't the best decision, but I still think he pulled it off relatively quickly to make it work. Let's see. Is there anything else that was, like, notable about this run? Oh, he hit that crate. He hit that first crate while exiting the sub-area. I think that's the first that we've seen of that strat. That's going to be seen a little bit more, as it was very fast. You just kind of hit the crate as you dive out of the sub-area. And that works out, because then you can combo it with the 3 in the center. So, well done to Blip. The run's pretty good. This is like a pretty average submission, but it was still good enough to earn 15 points. So that's very good for Blip. Let's see. Moving on to, I believe this is 8th place. I can count, I swear. Kill a Dragon. Kill a Dragon got a time of 12.97 and earned 17 points. I'm not sure how new to task Kill a Dragon is, but this is pretty respectable for getting 17 points on a first task like this. 8th place, not bad at all. The outfit's nice. Gotta love the snowman. So, let's see. What to talk about here? Oh, the spin throw into spawning the heart was very nice, and he decides to break the crate right next to the hearts at the end, which is interesting. That's definitely a unique thing. In this, this is the first we're seeing of this. So, again, with the two Benetter pairings, I believe this is the first we are seeing of people hitting both of the shop Benetters. This was definitely a good strat, because obviously you get 2 in 1. He collects the regionals in there like most people did. And yeah, this just works. The synergy's very good. I like the synergy here. And once again, his lamp choices are decent as well. He hits one at the very beginning, along with a Benetter. He hits the lamp on top of here, which we've definitely seen before. And the third lamp was on the way to the heart. So overall, this run was pretty good. I think the movement maybe could have been a little bit cleaner in places, but like overall, that's a pretty decent run. And I don't know how new he is to tasks, but that's a pretty good solid submission, earning 17 points. Alright, moving on. In 7th place, we have Sailoff with a time of 12.90, earning 18 points, one-upping Kill a Dragon just a little bit. Let's take a look at Sailoff's run. Curious, would the lamps by the moon on the gate count? They do count. We'll be seeing that later on. Also, how's it going, Marshmallow? Nice to see you here again. So I really like what he does at the beginning here. This beginning movement is super solid. He hits the Benetter and then chains, or doesn't chain, but basically gets 2 lamps within seconds of each other, which is very nice. He hits both of the shop Benetters, which again was good. I think spawning this heart was a little slow, and that's where he lost most of his time. But that beginning was really solid, so it still ended up one-upping Kill a Dragon by several frames. So that was very good overall, Sailoff. And again, the movement with spawning the heart was just a little bit slow. That definitely cost him a little bit of time. But overall, the submission and run was still very good. So good job to Sailoff. Alrighty. Next we have Jigs Guy in 6th place with a time of 12.33 seconds, earning 21 points. Let's take a look at Jigs Guy's run. If it will ever load. There we go. Okay, Jigs Guy's run. He respawns from the pipe, grabs a crate, does that, and that. He decides to opt to not grab the regionals inside the peg, and instead decides to do a really clean-looking dive back strat to the regionals under the platform where Peach is. When I was designing this task, I knew those regionals existed, but I didn't think they would be used. So I'm very surprised and very happy that those got use. And it was very cool to see the way that he did that. And again, he hits the crate as he exits the sub area, which again was a very common thing to do. What lamps did he use? He used, yeah, that one. The one on top here. His movement from the crates to that lamp probably could have been a little bit better. Like, maybe just ever so slightly faster. There was a lot of waiting in this task. Oh. I mean, not really. I mean, I guess, technically. So, again, part of the task design was that you can chain a lot of objectives with Cap just by moving Cappy around. So, that was generally the idea. Jig's guy's run was pretty good. 12.33 seconds is very solid, earning himself 21 points and 6th place. Next, we got Eagle Gamer in 5th place with a 12-second flat time, earning 23 points. Let's take a look at Eagle's run. Ah, yes, the juicy Eagle quality. So he does a roll cancel right off the bat, which I'm not really too sure how optimal that was, per se. Let's just take a look at that again. So he does the roll cancel immediately, and while it looks really clean, I feel like Saloff's movement was just a little bit better because it chained one extra lamp in the movement. Oh, but actually, you know what? Never mind. He does get both of the lamps, so I guess it's arguable that this was good. I mean, if anything, it's probably equal. So he hits the Bonetters a few times, actually. Unfortunately, hitting them multiple times doesn't count. I really love that movement that he did, spawning the heart. That was super clean. How he just did the spin throw roll cancel. Like, that was a really good movement. Look at that. Beautiful. And then he spawns the moon. He hasn't gotten this moon yet, so I'm not sure if it's, like, on a practice file or something, but whatevs. Pretty good run, man. I wish you'd post to Twitter, but I guess I just have to accept the Eagle quality at this point. Eagle mode plus lag. True. Alright, now, moving into the top 4. Very exciting stuff. Oh, I accidentally clicked a vid. Of course I did. Ah, jeez. Alright, in 4th place. Okay, so don't get too mad at me, guys. I didn't notice it when I was initially timing this run, but Atreyu here did use a loading zone. It was from the pipe, though, and I didn't notice it, and I told him it was valid, and he did submit kind of early, so I'm gonna let it slide. I'm sorry. I didn't notice that he used a loading zone. I mean, realistically, was it that much faster or slower? Probably not. I like what he does here. There's a lot of stuff going on here. He hits the crate, hits the lamp, rustles those 3 bushes and those 3 crates, and he waits for Cappy to come back, which allows him to hit the Bonetters, and then he also does something really cool at the end. Due to the way he's spacing when he rolls, we'll see it in a sec, basically, his spacing allows him to get a 3rd lamp and his 3rd Bonetter, and that 4th bush within seconds of each other. So that's really, really nice. It doesn't make a difference. Cool. Because I didn't notice it, and I did feel a little bit bad when making the results. I was like, that's not good. But it's all good. That's not good to it's all good. That's basically summing up Atreyu's run. Very solid run, earning himself a very nice 24 points. Oh, it was 11.84 seconds. I'm not sure if I mentioned that yet. Is that actually how you pronounce Bonetter? Probably not. I'm known for like pronouncing a lot of shit wrong in this game. In 3rd place, we have NFS Carbon with a solid run of 11.6 seconds, earning himself 26 points. Let's take a look. So Carbon starts from the pipe, as per usual. So, okay, one thing to note about Carbon's run immediately is he decides to start from the back end of the sub area. So if you play through the sub area and then exit the sub area and then die, you respawn from the pipe that you exit the sub area from. Now, I'm not sure if this actually saved that much time in this particular task, because like I said, using the entrance pipe allowed you to hit that crate, but it's just something to note that he was a little bit closer to all of his objectives. I think it works out here because he didn't end up using the crates. He does the similar dive back to Jigs, very nice, so we get to see that again. Ooh, Jigs' power went out. Rough. Pulls out some pegs, opts to get different regionals. Spawning that heart, again, I feel like it could have maybe been a little bit faster, but he still gets it incredibly fast, so I don't think it really mattered that he decided to wait a bit there. Wait, what exactly happened there again? Hold on. I don't quite remember what happened here. So he pulls out the pegs. Oh, okay. And then he roll cancels, which allows him to hit another lamp, and I think another Benetter. And then he spawns this moon. This moon was the other moon that was very good. So that's cool and all. Yeah, very nice submission. That's not PowerPoint. How many times am I going to do that in Aggron task results? Who knows? I've done it a few times already in Season 1. Anyways, let's keep moving on. In second place, we have Zyvor with a time of 11.47 seconds. Barely clutching out that sub 11.5, earning himself 27 points. Hey, it's Johnny. What's up? How's it going, dude? Anyways, looking at Zyvor's submission, he starts from the return pipe, just like Carbon did, but he opts to do something a little bit different here. And this was one of the routes that I kind of thought of while designing the task. So he opts to go for the other 3 bushes at the very other end of the kingdom, and decides to just chain a bunch of objectives together here. The Benetters, the lamps, the pegs, into the bushes, hitting that other Benetter, down throwing to hit the 4th bush, and then hitting some lamps on the gate while spawning the moon and getting regionals. That ending is definitely what saved him a lot of time over Carbon. I think Carbon's route might have been slightly better overall, but just because of this ending, with Zyvor being able to chain in a lot of different objectives and down throwing that 4th bush, he definitely capitalized on that extra time save, which allowed him to just barely edge out Carbon in second place. Now, first place was AJ. He freaking clutched out a sub 11 run. Now, while designing this task, I was like, maybe sub 11 is possible? I wasn't too certain on it, but he managed to clutch one out, and I'm very happy that someone managed to clutch out a sub 11. He got a 10.97. Let's see how the heck he did it. So he opts to start the checkpoint, unlike Zyvor and Carbon. Oh, great, buffering. So he hits the first Benetter immediately with a down throw. Spin throws, hitting another lamp, the pegs, and this right here is what made the sub 11 possible. AJ figured out that while hitting these pegs, instead of going in to collect these regionals, the fastest way was to spin throw as he jumped over, which also allowed him to get another lamp. Amazing. I didn't even think about that when designing the task. So it's so cool to see that, how he grabbed the regionals here. It's very unique, it's very fast, and it definitely is what ended up clutching him the first place here. Very clean run overall. Maybe spawning the heart could have been a little bit faster, but just that strat, though. That strat saved him so much time over Zyvor and Carbon. So, like, just overall, that's definitely what clutched him the first place. I'm just gonna watch it one more time because it's just so cool. Alrighty. So that is it for the first task of Aggron tasks. Unfortunately, I don't have task 2 quite prepared yet. Guess what, guys? It's in Wooded. I just haven't figured out the objectives yet. So, I know we had a task in Wooded before, but I was very unhappy with the task, so I'm gonna redo it. It's gonna be similar to the one in Season 1, but obviously it's gonna be tweaked, so that way it's actually good, because it was bad. Alrighty, so that's pretty much it. Task 1 went pretty well. Like I said, I think a lot of people really liked it and hated it at the same time. I try to design the task to make it fun for everybody, but I guess that's just not possible sometimes. Yes, 8 out of 12. Alrighty. So that's it. I'll be posting Task 2 later in the community task server in a bit. And that's it for me. Thanks for tuning in, guys.